I have a concept called pillar articles. Now, this is important you understand. There's a psychology behind this. It's not necessarily about the type of writing you do. It's the outcome you get. So a pillar article is basically a piece of content that will do a couple of things. One, it will get you search engine rankings. So that piece of content will start showing up in search engines. If someone types in the phrase, it'll be there in the Google results. And that'll be long term. It'll keep bringing in traffic over time. Two, you'll get consistent readership. So someone will read that article from start to finish. It's not a sales page the way Brett showed you, but it's got similar elements. It needs to have a powerful headline. It needs to have engaging content. You need to take the person from the start of the article to the end. You might have an action for them at the end of it. Regardless of your reason for creating that article, it just needs to have engagement. So a lot of people will publish junk. They'll republish other people's content. They'll buy articles, and they just won't get any traction. So you need to understand there's an outcome you're looking for from content. And this is how you build such amazing audiences. So to help you do that, I have a couple of structures that are worth considering when you write content. Just like Brett had for sales pages, this works for blog articles. So the how-to article, teach someone how to do something. And you can use that in the headline. It just always works. You know, how to speak on stage. All these sort of things are very simple. Whatever market you're in, you can teach people something. The definitions format is very effective if you're in a marketplace where you know something that other people who are just learning something don't. Now, if I said the term PageRank, who here knows what PageRank is? All right. So less than half the people here knows what PageRank is. When I first started my blog, I learned what PageRank is, and then I wrote an article about it to teach people what I just learned using my own voice. That article became a pillar article. Lots of other blogs linked to it, started to rank well in search engines. I got traffic from it. People started to subscribe to my blog. So all I did there was learn how to do something and then write definition of it in my own words. So it's a great format, a great way to write valuable content. Lists are ridiculously viral. So you can do this very simply just by writing a headline, a paragraph, and then 7 dot points to cover a subject. So, you know, the 7 best ways to bake a cake, something like that. That will get links from other blogs. It will circulate through social media, and it can become a pillar article. It's very easy to write, too. The reason why that works is because we have very short attention spans. I think some of you right now are probably quite tired after a long day and not listening to me right now, but that's the good thing about a list. If I was up here for 5 minutes and just went through some dot points, we'd be done, and you probably wouldn't learn as much, but you'd have attention throughout the entire list. So that's why a list article is so effective online. Short attention spans, go straight to the punch, and very effective. One of the things that is actually a little bit controversial, but having a strong opinion about things is very effective at getting traffic. In my own history as a blogger, I've had 4 events that I would call controversial, where someone has attacked me for doing something, or I did something they didn't like, and it basically blew up into a brouhaha, as they'd say here. And that got me so much traffic, it's ridiculous. Now, I don't recommend you going picking fights just to grow your traffic, but understand that being opinionated is a lot better than always being a fence sitter and just being, yes, that's great. So if you have strong opinions, don't be afraid to express them. Hopefully you've got thick skin as well, so when people have the opposite opinion of you and they argue with you, you can take that on emotionally. But it is a fantastic traffic technique. Multimedia is also really powerful. The very first time I got in touch with Andrew and Daryl was actually through a podcast, an audio interview I did with Daryl. And I remember the first time I met Andrew, after doing that interview, he came up to me and said, we owe you a lot of money. And I didn't know what he meant, but apparently what he did mean was that podcast sent a lot of traffic to that very first membership site they had on ebooks that sold for $49 a month. So my blog was very effective at marketing them, and that came about because of the interview I did with Daryl. So don't underestimate the power of different forms of media. You all learn differently. Some of you would probably prefer right now to read what I'm saying in a document rather than sit down and listen to me saying it, or maybe just listen to the audio while you're driving your car, something like that. So if you can engage people with multiple types of media, you can get the full spread, the full spectrum of your audience. So I've got a series of podcasts on my blog, I do videos, and I write written content. And it's easy to interchange. So this actual presentation is, I have a book called The Blog Profits Blueprint. It's a free report. It's very similar to this. This is like the visual version of that book. And again, I can engage people in different ways. So just bear in mind that you can always repurpose what you already have using multimedia. And as I said before, try and publish something every day. every day to start with. I don't publish every day now. I publish about every 3 or 4 days. Before I came to this event, I published an article yesterday. I probably won't publish one now until Monday, but that's because my blog has some momentum, some traction behind it.